Hello, everybody. Welcome back to NPR, Public Broadcast Debate Radio. I am your host, Mumkey Jones, and we have another enthralling debate today. Much like the gun debate, this is a topic that has been communicated and debated across the U.S., and your IP is being traced right now, so you better prepare for the storm, maggot. The storm that wipes out the pathetic little thing you call your life. You're fucking dead, kid. On my left, we have Mr. E-Rich in the.
Hello.
Are you on the defense or the prosecution?
I believe I'm on the defense side.
And on my right, we have a Mr. Asperger.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to have you here tonight.
So today's topic for debate and discussion is whether or not the Sharingan in Naruto is complete bullshit. Asperger, please begin because you're on the attacking side.
As most of you may know, I am a very
Please stop talking like that. I want to hear.
I'm a very high-strung individual. I get very passionate. I get very heated. But this is one of the only topics in the world where I think that I can win without getting heated. So, E-Rich will not be yelled at unless he says the dumbest thing of all time.
I fucking doubt it.
To the best of my ability, I will try to keep this as merciful as possible on E-Rich's accord, since he for some reason decided to go after one of the biggest things in my life. So let's talk about the Sharingan. Now, E-Rich, would you agree that the original concept of the Sharingan was that members of the Uchiha clan with this Kekkei Genkai would be able to see their opponent's movements, understand their chakra points, how they're using their chakra points, and be able to see, understand, and even sometimes duplicate their signage to see what jutsu they're going to do and copy those jutsus?
Yes, I would agree with that. However, I would also point out. I just want to say something real quick. It is established very early in the Naruto canon that Madara Uchiha was able to stand up against the great Senju master, and that at least suggests that the Sharingan has much larger abilities than simply just identifying.
I would have to disagree with you there, because the second ninja of all time should obviously be able to go toe-to-toe with the first ninja of all time. That has no correlation to whether or not the Sharingan is overpowered.
Why do you think he would have his own clan and be able to have all that power if you don't have this amazing eye power like he does have?
Nobody knows how amazing the eye power is at that point.
Yeah, they do. Madara Uchiha had it.
Nobody even had heard the word Mangekyo before. Let's do this in a linear fashion, because the progression of the Uchiha Sharingan is the problem that I have with. Don't jump to the last scenes of the anime where all of a sudden the Sharingan is turned into a Rinnegan that is also turned into something that you can look at something and then just turn them into a trance for the rest of eternity. I'm talking about the Sharingan as it is presented first. Okay? This is the equivalent of saying...
Let me just say something. The very first parts of a manga or an anime where the powers are the most tame and the most sedate as they will ever be, you're saying that is some kind of standard by which we should hold the Sharingan?
No. Of course it should evolve. I said this in the Naruto podcast. I'm very happy that it evolved. I'm very happy it raised the stakes. But the Sharingan is the only thing in Naruto that raised the stakes, then raised the stakes, then raised the stakes, then ascended to something that is so retarded and plot devicey that I cannot even believe that a human being came up with it.
I mean, I think that Naruto has at least 4 or 5 different power sets that are imbibed or given to him, whether it's through Jiraiya's what is the mystical force that he uses?
Senjutsu.
It's the Senjutsu. The Senin.
So,
the Sanin kind of.
Let's do it this way, since anytime I bring up something linearly, you will go immediately to the end and to the final arc.
No, this is the middle. This is the middle. I mean, if you want to start in the beginning, we can talk about the tailed beast. We can talk about the tailed beast.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I want you go linear then. Let's start.
All right.
What do you think the Sharingan started out as, and then let's see how it evolves over the series in comparison to any other jutsu you want. Any other jutsu you want, I will.
Yeah, exactly how you said. I mean, Sasuke starts out with 2 domo. We already know that there are people with 3 domo, so we already know that there is a linear evolution between the power sets. That Sasuke does not have the full kind of range of power that a Sharingan can give you, and during the series, he develops that 3rd domo. And kind of gets the fuller power of the Sharingan than he had before. So yeah, it is a very simple kind of being able to chart better how people are using chakra and identifying that kind of range of, I guess, power.
Yes. What can the Byakugan do?
That I'm less certain about. All I know is it makes your like the sides of your face all veiny, and it allows
the Byakugan allows you to see chakra. It allows you to see chakra.
So wait, how is that different from what the Sharingan does in that early
That's going to tie into my argument. If you would let me explain to you, you think Byakugans just make people veins enlarge?
No, that's all I remember about it. That's all I remember.
The Byakugan allows you to see chakra at an extremely long distance. That's why they always ask Hinata, like, what do you see? What do you see? And as we learned in the fight with Neji and that spider girl who shoots a bow and arrows, it gives you 360 vision on things that are coming out after you, except for like 2 minuscule blind spots that, Neji has to have a weakness. But except for 2 minuscule blind spots. So it's part of the ultimate defense. You can see something that's coming from you, and you can see all around you in terms of what chakra is coming at you. Right? So knowing that the Sharingan is like this and knowing that the Byakugan is like this, what is the first evolution of the Sharingan? And concurrently, what is the first evolution of the Byakugan?
You'll have to tell me about this stuff. There's definitely stuff about being able to identify genjutsu from the Byakugan's power.
No, the Byakugan is always that for the whole series. Always. It's always that.
All right.
That's all it ever was. But all of a sudden, Itachi comes into play. And his eyeballs can put you into a genjutsu where you can be stabbed for 10 years in a fraction of a second.
Wait, say that again. I'm looking up some crazy bullshit from either filler or another arc.
No. See, you would think this would be filler. But unless the eyeballs with the Sharingan actually come out and turn into tail beasts themselves, that would be the only thing that I would think would be ridiculous enough for filler. But no, Itachi comes into play. Itachi and Kasame are 2 of the first Akatsuki members that you see. Kakashi looks into Itachi's eyes, and all of a sudden he's put into a trance where he's on a crucifix and he's stabbed by thousands upon thousands of Itachi.
That's just a genjutsu, dude.
Yeah, it's a genjutsu, yeah. But it's an ultimate genjutsu that is only possible by a prime Sharingan.
Now,
it's an ultimate genjutsu.
In the scale of power that they deal with in this entire show and this entire series, I don't think that is this huge, powerful ability. There are certainly not only more evolutions of the Sharingan to deal with, there's the Rinnegan to deal with, and I mean, all of these.
What if I told you the Rinnegan was the Sharingan?
I mean, it basically is once you evolve the Sharingan far enough.
You're missing what I'm getting at here. I'm talking about from when the Sharingan is introduced, the powers that it has, and you're jumping to the end, which is what I'm trying to build up to. See,
but I mean, like, this is all tied into like the Senjutsu stuff because
Sharingan has nothing to do with Senjutsu.
No, but I mean the Senju clan, like basically they have to have a power that is as big as the Sharingan and those eye powers and everything, and they do because that's what the Sage of Six Paths uses.
See, but
uses a combination of
both. The Sage of Six Paths came at the end, so it would make sense.
But it's all tied into the stuff from the beginning as well.
The only reason it's tied into the power of the Sharingan is because Kishimoto fucked up and realized he created something too powerful, and he needed to create something just as much as bullshit, so that it would balance out.
I don't understand your like if the Sharingan is one of the main power sources in the series, of course that'll be fleshed out and scaled up.
See, there's fleshed out, and you brought up a good point before the debate. You talked about how Naruto's progression was bullshit in your eyes. His progression with the Ten Tails. So I'm trying to do this in a linear fashion where I describe every evolution point by point of what the Sharingan can do, because there's a lot, but you keep trying to bring it immediately to the end of the fifth Ninja War and shit, and trying to hold it to the context then as it was when the show had just come out and Itachi had just shown up for the first time, and it was this really badass scene where he put Kakashi under this badass genjutsu and completely obliterated his mind in a fraction of a second.
Look at literally any other power trip anime. Like,
yeah, go ahead.
Dragon Ball Z.
Start it.
The Saiyans as a race has Goku as the like kind of main person. I guess he's the Saiyan Prince or whatever. Mm-hmm. When we first started out and they were first going Super Saiyan, did anybody know that they would be going into like Super Saiyan God mode and their hair would turn red and blue and be like billions of times stronger than the first? No, they wouldn't, because that's the fucking evolution of these shows. That's how you raise the stakes and bump things up.
How many hours did you watch of fucking Goku jacking off in a hyperbolic chamber and all this innocuous bullshit to just fucking get to that point? To get how many traumatic things had to happen for these people to unlock them? Cell had to watch Teen Gohan had to watch Android 16 die, get mad, everyone died. Then he finally unlocked Super Saiyan 2, and even then, and this is the main point I should make with all this. Instead of talking about traumatic events, all it does is just make you stronger and faster. Okay, all Super Saiyan iterations just make you stronger and faster. That's all it is. Just like how Naruto, if there's one tail, wow, he's stronger and faster. 2 tails, he's stronger and faster. 4 tails, he's stronger and faster. 8 tails, we're all gonna fucking die. 9 tails, oh my god, it's the apocalypse. But that's all it is. It just makes him stronger and it makes him faster.
All right. I mean, I think their beam attacks are different. I think they're definitely more.
Yeah, they're stronger and they're faster.
Sure. But I mean, like, I actually prefer things like Naruto where they're inventing different powers and different
and I love a majority of the powers they invented. But tell me the point where Goku, instead of firing a beam, looked Frieza in the eye and kept him still as a person until Frieza figured out whether he belonged to an orphanage or not.
I mean, I just don't see the comparison there because
there is no comparison. You're pulling shit out of your ass from other animes. Now, can we get back to the Sharingan?
Yeah, but the powers just get more and more blown out of proportion and crazy as they go along, and that's how it should be. It is
how it should be. But when you're pulling shit out of thin air with zero consequence, then
here's the thing about fiction, dude. It's all coming out of thin air.
I can't believe you are the person who just said that. With all these Latinos. Okay, all right. Let's move on. After the Genjutsu, what comes next?
I mean, no, there is no net. I mean, you mean within the Sharingan's evolution?
Sharingan's evolution.
Like the Susanoo,
dude, you're skipping
constructs and shit.
Come on, man.
Say again?
All of a sudden, Itachi can look at an area, start a fire, and the fire doesn't go out until it is
Tsukuyomi.
Burned. No, it's not Tsukuyomi.
Oh fuck.
Oh god.
What is the fire called? The black. Oh, Amaterasu.
Yeah. All right. So
you finally got to it.
He puts a fire, and then the fire is never extinguished until the thing that it is burning turns to ash.
I mean, Sasuke was using fire jutsus all throughout the series. So that's
we're talking about a fire that won't go out. We're talking about a fire that won't go out.
But the more you go into these, like he was making bigger and bigger fires throughout the.
How much training did we watch for Itachi to do this?
Itachi is not the main characters of the show. We don't need to see Itachi's like evolution throughout the show of him learning this stuff. He shows up to be a challenge to Sasuke. That's his role in the show.
Okay, all right.
And so he did that. That's his role.
Let's move on to the next evolution.
Hey, guys, can I butt in real quick? I just wanted to say that somehow you're turning this Naruto debate and making it more boring than the gun control debate. So if you could actually get to some fucking points, Asperger, and we can actually talk about this without you fucking asking for every goddamn plot point. Just get to your fucking point, because even I'm bored and I'm on the podcast.
All right, fine. So then all of a sudden, Kakashi, we moved on to Shippuden. So Kakashi can look at a kunai and send it to another dimension.
Yeah, right? That's fucking cool.
It might be cool, but where the fuck did that come from? We learn where that comes from later. Obito, first you have to kill the person closest to you. Then all of a sudden it turns into you have to kill somebody who you really love. Then it has to turn into somebody you consider that you really love. Okay, so then there's that bullshit. Then what happens? This is where it gets bullshit.
That's after Mangekyo Sharingan, right? We're past Mangekyo.
That is the Mangekyo Sharingan. Is that?
Yeah, but you're asking for past Mangekyo.
Yes. Now we're past Mangekyo. So Sasuke and Itachi fight, right?
Yeah.
And this is the last part that I would have been on board with the Uchiha was after Sasuke does his massive lightning jutsu onto Itachi. We discover that you can summon a skeletal phantom around you. That is the ultimate defense of all time. Unbeatable.
That's fucking cool. It is not the ultimate defense because things beat it all the fucking time, dude. What you're completely like glazing over.
No. Wait, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you the first
shit is always able to be combated.
I'm gonna tell you the first time it gets destroyed, and it is very interesting, and it's very fair. It is very fair how this gets destroyed, right?
Okay.
So we get the Susanoo and all that, and then Sasuke learns the Susanoo. So the first time the Susanoo gets beaten, let's talk about this. Danzo.
Yeah.
The man who ordered
another
the
Sharingan
user. No, he's not a Sharingan user. He's a Sharingan thief. The person who orders
the hit, he's still using them. He's still
the person who orders the hit. Somebody who isn't even part of the Uchiha bloodline, mind you, and all of a sudden he has so many eyes implanted on him.
Already established because of Kakashi.
And
but go on.
And he uses the Sharingan in a way that destroys the Susanoo completely. The Susanoo is useless. Yeah. And it's such a fair, explainable way, the way he does it. What he does is he warps reality and then turns back time anytime he dies. And because he's got 20 fucking eyes in his arms, he can get hit by 20 fucking arrows from his Susanoo and just keep turning back time. And what is the dumbest Tom and Jerry anime fight scene I have ever seen.
Doesn't it kill his eyes though? Like when he uses his powers, one of the eyes.
You go blind when you do it, but the problem is this motherfucker has 20 eyes.
No, exactly. But I mean, like that basically is taking this power to its logical conclusion, which is that you raise the stakes.
That's not the logical conclusion.
Oh, no, it is. I know that there's more to come, but within the context of the show and how this like entire culture would evolve, that makes sense because you have this power that is so blisteringly crazy that as soon as you use it, you go blind or you lose control of your eyes, whatever the fuck. So now you no longer have that Sharingan. So most people will not get to that level because they don't want to give up that level of eyesight or whatever. And so Danzo then, in order to do that, does the ultimate like weapon stockpiling thing. Is he hunts down all the Uchihas, or at least has Itachi do it, and then he just plucks all those eyeballs out and then puts them in his arm or whatever. So that is the ultimate kind of weapon stockpiling.
So it's a good limit. It's a good limit that if you go blind, if you use this thing, like that's a good fair limit.
No, it's a good limit in that people won't do it because that is a major thing.
But what if there was a condition where if you took the eyes of somebody who was blood related to you, then you would never go blind no matter how much you use it, the same way that Sasuke Uchiha took Itachi's eyes.
Yeah.
So how is that fair?
What you're saying, everything you're saying is the necessary conditions that they always put in place to get more power or to do this thing. This is present in so many animes, dude.
Azanagi it makes you go blind. You know what? That's cool. If you can win the fight in one look of an eye, then you will go blind. So explain to me how when you're fighting Kabuto and you can't beat him, you can use the Izanami and put him into a loop until he discovers who he is as a person with zero consequence.
Well, wait. Has he... This is Sasuke who did that, right?
No, Itachi did.
Oh.
But there's no consequences. Because Azanami is the counter to Azanagi. It's the yin and yang, but one of them makes you go blind and the other one just makes you like sneeze or something. I don't fucking know. There's no consequence.
Didn't Sasuke's eyes start bleeding at some point in this?
They started bleeding until he switched his eyes with Itachi. Because that makes your eyes invincible.
I don't remember how he got around it or whether there was some...
Because he took his brother's eyes and put them into his eye sockets.
No, but you're talking about Itachi is somehow able to get around the...
There's nothing to get around. You just do it.
But I thought you said that you would suffer that consequence, except that Itachi doesn't for some reason.
No. Izanagi has the consequence of making you go blind. The counter, Izanami, has no consequence. You just leave them in a state of perpetual statue-ness until they discover who they are as a person. They have to have an ego death before they are out of this jutsu.
Yeah. And that's just a genjutsu. It's like,
oh my god.
What?
This is the shittiest writing in anime history.
This is Power Trip anime, dude. If you weren't on board already and didn't already know that this kind of shit happens all the fucking time,
name me
that's on you.
Name me a Power Trip that is just as shitty as everything I just described in this anime.
See, I haven't watched many other anime, so I can't say that. No,
this anime in Naruto, I don't give a fuck about Cowboy Bebop.
Something. So you're saying something else in Naruto?
Something else that just goes from this 0 to fucking 1000%.
I mean, my main problem with something other than Sharingans is that Naruto is suddenly friends with Kurama and is able to get his power with no consequence whatsoever, when the entire stakes there was that he would be taken over by the Nine-Tailed Fox, and suddenly the Nine-Tailed Fox is just best of friends with Naruto.
It's not suddenly, first off.
I mean, I feel like there was not enough. There was not enough build up to that
it's
Kurama was softening to him.
It's an 800 episode relationship. They had many interactions. The first time that he was thrown off the cliff in the original Naruto anime by Jiraiya, he makes a deal that, you know what, you're in my body. I'm keeping you alive. You got to start paying some fucking rent. And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. You can have some of my chakra. And he does that. And then all of a sudden, when he gets emotionally distressed, he gets to get more and more of that chakra involuntarily. And one of the best scenes in the anime is when he's fighting Pain and Hanada dies and he can't beat Pain and he's at 8 tails and the fox is taunting him. The fox is just saying, if you just break this seal, I will kill this guy for you. Just break the seal and we can defeat him. I will give you all the chakra you need to kill this guy. And he doesn't do it. And that's got to be a point of respect from Kurama to Naruto, the fact that he did it without his massive power. And we've learned that Killer Bee and his 8 tails actually do have a good relationship with each other. And we spend probably 60 fucking episodes building the fact that he can enter the tailed beast state or whatever the fuck they called it. Yeah, it wasn't just like Naruto just sneezed and then all of a sudden he's got a good relationship with Kurama. That was an 800 episode buildup. And even then, he spent at least 80 other episodes learning how to be a good ninja without the use of Kurama by learning the Senjutsu with the frog ninja. They were trying to avoid that kind of thing. It wasn't just like out of nowhere, he just had a good relationship. Just like out of nowhere, you can turn back time to save yourself. Out of nowhere, you can put somebody into an infinite loop. Out of nowhere, you can grow a skeletal phantom out of yourself. There was no training for any of this. There was just one stressful situation, one condition, and then one lack of any condition that allowed you to do this bullshit.
All right. Well, yeah, you're right there. You have a point there. What I'll say is the fucking time travel reversal they do to reverse the effects of the Great Ninja War or whatever it is, where Pain kills fucking almost everybody and they just turn back time.
They don't turn back time. He puts their souls back into their body.
Yeah, it is basically turning back time. It is basically like that didn't happen.
That was not a consequence of the Sharingan. So
no, I know, but there are other bullshit parts of this anime that you just kind of have to.
Yeah, but nothing is more bullshit.
Shrug and go over.
Nothing is more bullshit than the progression of the Sharingan. Is my point.
No, but it's not like the Sharingan is some all-powerful weapon that everybody is
an all-powerful weapon.
No, it's not, because people are able to defeat, or I mean, like Naruto and Sasuke are able to defeat what's his name at the very end of it. So it's not like, I mean, he's basically, they're using the Rinnegan against him, I guess, at some point.
First off, the Rinnegan is a Sharingan. Second, the only reason they're able to defeat him is because all of a sudden they're child of inheritance. Apparently, they are both the first and the second ninja of all time. They only got conquered because of some god mode inheritance, a chosen one bullshit. If they didn't have any of that, the anime would have ended with Madara winning.
I really started disliking.
The only way that you can defeat Madara is if the first ninja of all time bestows his first ninja of all time power onto you from the original chakra that existed in the universe and then lets you defeat the fucking Sharingan at its purest form. The Sharingan started as something that was a cool advantage that could have been something that, you know, someone maybe had a little workaround. Like Guy, when they first fought Itachi and Kasame, he was immune to the Sharingan. You know why? Because he only looks at the feet of the people he's fighting with the Sharingan. That could have been it. Then Sasuke has to learn how to fucking fight against people who look at his feet. But instead, no. Why don't I just look at a village, and if it doesn't turn to ashes, the flame's not going to go out. Okay, that didn't work. I'm getting shot at by 6,000 fucking missiles. Let me just put a skeletal phantom around me, and that's fucking invincible. But that didn't work. Oh shit, I just died. Let me turn back time. And then all of a sudden, like, oh shit, he keeps killing me. Let me look him in the eye and put him into a loop to figure out, you know, does he really want to start? Does he really want to change careers or not? Like, does he want to be an accountant? Or is he happy being a ninja? Is he happy with his wife? Does he want another child? He needs to figure out what he really wants in life.
All I'm really hearing from you is that the power evolved and there was some bullshit in that. And
there are so many powers that evolved. There are so many powers that evolved with consequences. This shit evolved for no reason. The only reason this shit evolved was to protect Sasuke from dying. It was the only times this shit got out of hand was to protect Sasuke from dying. All right, the 8 gates. Every time you open the gate, you fuck yourself up more and more. You open the last gate, you die. I think Guy should have died. Let's not get into that.
I was gonna say, I mean,
Guy should have died. Let's not get into that debate. That's another point of the chosen one.
This show is constantly doing that. It's constantly pulling the punch back because they don't want to actually give you the consequences. That is the story of Naruto. So like, if you don't like that, then
Shikamaru has the shadow possession jutsu. But during the first half. The second half, it's the multi-shadow possession jutsu. You can control a bunch of fucking people. Then he turns it into the shadow needle possession jutsu. He can fucking penetrate with his shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And scene. That's it. That's the progression of it. Naruto. Every tail he gets when he's emotionally distressed, he gets more powerful. If he has a good relationship with Karuma, then he can actually enter a form where they're in sync. They can combine their chakras. They have a good relationship. They're willing to be codependent on each other. That's it. It didn't evolve further than that unless you start.
No, but there was more. Didn't he have to combine the Kurama powers with his Sanin powers?
Yeah, that's another concept. Yeah, but that didn't.
Two?
Yeah, but he had to work for that. He didn't just fucking Karuma just didn't be like, oh yeah, by the way.
What work did he get? What work did he do?
If Karuma, all right, Itachi said to Sasuke, by the way, if you look at him in a certain way, he'll be in a loop for the rest of his life. Karuma just be like, oh yeah, no, just fucking mix it. You don't need any training. Just fucking imagine the chakra mixing with mine. It'll be fucking fine. They had to work. Naruto had to work for every single. We spent like 100 episodes just so that he could figure out how to throw a Rasengan at somebody.
Yeah.
Sasuke,
Naruto is the main character. He's the fucking thing.
Why is the main character? Why is the main character the one that has to work the hardest with all this fucking bullshit filler training? Sasuke's a main character too. All he needs is somebody to just whisper in his ears, like, "Oh yeah, no, just turn back time with your eyeball. It can do it." Like that's it.
I don't know, man. Like, I mean, I guess I don't care about Naruto nearly as much as. So I'm just kind of like, yeah, that is stupid.
We were talking about an eyeball that you were able to hypnotize a crow, put it into your best friend's body, and then I got corrected. You can put the crow into somebody's body, and then whoever looks into the crow in the eyes ultimately has to swear loyalty to the Leaf Village, right? And it was meant for Sasuke. And despite the fact that Sasuke was able to beat the Genjutsu in the fight versus Itachi, he still would have been susceptible to that. But what happened was Itachi, the person who made it, was not able to beat his own fucking Genjutsu.
All right. I mean, you're just telling me all these details, and I'm just like, all right.
A question that I've always had, Asperger, and you can probably answer this because you're the Naruto expert around here, is that from episode 1, Kakashi had the Sharingan, and he's 27 years old. He's one of the top, 10 best ninja in the Leaf Village.
Yeah.
So you would expect that if the Sharingan has all these powers, he can probably do more than just the base level, simple bullshit. So my question is, obviously the writer is just making it up as he goes along. So
that's my point.
Does it retroactively make it stupid that, in the bridge arc, he doesn't use any of these crazy abilities against Zabuza when his team is about to get fucking killed? Like
See,
he
that's
doesn't do
actually a good
anything.
point because they do actually handle that. He doesn't realize that he has a Mangekyo Sharingan until in Shippuden. He doesn't realize that he has that yet. It's because he didn't know how to master it. He's not a traditional Uchiha. He doesn't have it in his bloodline.
Yeah.
And even though he has killed people that are so close to him, he doesn't have the genes to activate all the other shit. So that's why at the end, Obito gives him his other eye, and then all of a sudden he's able to do all that shit. Like I think doesn't he even use the Susanoo in the very last scene?
Kakashi does? I don't.
Yeah, Kakashi uses
remember,
a Susanoo. I'm pretty sure, or maybe that was a video game, but still, he's able to do so much. He's able to do so much more shit. When Obito says, like, Obito dies, and he says, "Hang on, I'll give you one last gift," and he gives him both eyes.
Well, even before Obito died, he was still sending kunai into different dimensions. Did he just?
No. Obito got his Mangekyo Sharingan when he killed Rin because his eyeball was in the body of somebody else's body. It was still his body part killing Rin, which was the person they cared the most about. So that's when he unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan. In the scene where that happens is one of my favorite scenes in the anime. You see the Mangekyo Sharingan activate after Kakashi uses his Chidori on Rin, and Kakashi, because he's not an actual Sharingan user, passes out. But Obito doesn't because it's in his genes and he has just unlocked his ability. And that's why he's able to use it instantly because it's part of his nature. It's part of his genetics.
Okay, I'm kind of in Erich's boat where I'll just take your word for it because it's all way over my head.
Yeah, basically the second they started getting like Megazord Susanos, I'm just kind of like, all right, well, they can do whatever the fuck they want, so why the fuck not?
That's my point. Why is this the only plot device? Why is this the only skill in the anime where they can just do whatever they want? Really, you can turn back time?
I mean, is it literally turning back time, or is it within their time has been suspended, or it's like a possible thing that's
when
happening,
activated, the caster removes the boundaries between reality and illusion within their personal space to a degree that allows the user to control their state of existence.
Yeah, I mean, no, but it's between reality and illusion. So basically, like, you don't know what is real and what is fake. So that basically lets you try as many things as you want in that time span, and they don't know how long it's been or like how long it is. And I mean, yeah, it's not really time manipulation. It's just reality.
Although the target remains physically
Illusory.
real, while fighting, this technique is capable of turning any occurrence, including injuries and even death inflicted upon them, as long as the technique is active, into mere illusions. They have to die first, then they turn the death itself into an illusion.
This is Izanami?
Yeah.
All right, let me
No,
look.
Izanagi, not
Izanagi. Fuck.
Izanagi.
These fucking names.
Can we just say that we've wrapped up the Sharingan debate?
I don't know. This motherfucker still thinks the Sharingan is cool.
It is fucking cool.
I mean, he just doesn't care that the power creep goes out of control.
Yeah, it might be bullshit, but it's cool. It's cool bullshit.
Nothing else in this anime is as bullshit as this.
Have you ever heard of the rule of cool, Asperger?
I actually have not.
Oh, really?
But tell me how the escalation of this isn't the same as the escalation of fucking Gerard Butler doing more and more ridiculous shit.
In any RPG, the rule of cool means giving your players the chance to perform ridiculous stunts or bend the rules a little bit in the sake of an awesome scene. So as long as the thing is awesome. That's literally
the definition of law-abiding citizen, you cuck. Why is this different? Why is this different? I don't understand your logic.
Because in fucking Naruto, they're summoning demons and foxes and
it's
all
a magical
bullshit.
world with superpowers.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've wrapped up the Sharingan debate, I want to have a very quick 2-minute mini debate. Is Daidara a good character? Erich, go.
Yes.
No.
Explain it to me.
What? He makes fucking clay things that explode?
Yeah, and that's all he does. That's all he fucking does. Sasuke gets to fucking control a snake and climb into his fucking mouth.
Why does he have a mouth? Why does he have a mouth on his hand?
To chew the fucking clay, you idiot. He has a mouth on his hand to chew the clay.
How did that happen?
Either. I don't like the mouth on the hand.
Was he born a human? Is he a mutation? What the fuck is going on?
So you're gonna tell me a little fucking plant of aloe vera is fine. A little walking shark is fine. A little actual living puppet is fine. But the fact that this nigga has a hand on a mouth on his hand is the line for you? One of them is literally God.
Because Kisame is cool. He's got a fucking shark sword.
He's a shark himself. What is he doing outside of water?
It doesn't matter. He's cool. Rule of cool. Rule of cool. Deidara is not cool.
All right. So what part of the rule of cool is it? What breaks the rule of cool when you actually fucking detonate yourself into the largest chakra explosion in the fucking series? Was it cool when Sasuke summoned a snake in 0.0001 seconds, controlled the snake with Sharingan, climbed inside it, and then survived the biggest explosion in Naruto history? Was that cool?
You better believe that was cool. What sound does Deidara always make? I forget.
Cats.
He's always like, Ch.
No, he says cats.
No, he's always like making a,
you like watched the dub, you idiot.
Yeah. Like a feminine, bitchy little Ch kind of sound.
Yeah.
Like, Ch. Or he's always like, eh.
Cats.
Yeah, something like that.
Art is an explosion. Ch.
He says cats. He says cats in the dub.
Can we talk about my favorite character, Kimimaro?
That's your favorite character?
Is it the bone guy?
Yeah,
he's the bone guy. He's fucking cool. He turns into a T-Rex. That's fucking awesome.
I think me and Erich like Naruto for the same reasons.
You know what's fucked up? You know what's fucked up?
What?
And this is blowing my fucking mind.
What?
I am actually holding Naruto to a standard in which I think it's a good series and it's a good piece of art, but you guys are enjoying it just for the action scenes.
Because it's fucking silly.
But any other movie where I enjoy a movie like Law Abiding Citizen or Death Wish, where I enjoy it just for being a silly action movie, Erich takes a huge fucking problem with it.
His bones come out of his body and he makes fucking
like that is fun
he dances
to him.
around and he has like 18 bone swords coming out.
He makes bullets out of his finger bones.
But if a doctor
he shoots his digits at people.
If a doctor kills some guys in cold blood, then he doesn't accept it. I don't understand, Erich.
No, Asperger. Naruto is so divorced from any kind of reality and any kind of
so is Death Wish.
Thing. No. My problem with it is that it's so close to reality, and like
the problem with it is that it has guns in the wake of a shooting.
I'm not talking about Death Wish again. Holy shit! I forgot that Kimimaro has like a whip. He has like a spine whip. He's fucking awesome.
That's fucking cool.
That was one of the best fights in the anime, dude.
When he fights against Rock Lee and Gar.
Yeah, Lee got drunk and he's just fucking right the floor with him.
Yeah, you got the drunken master.
Okay, well, that's our big Sharingan, Kishimoto bullshit writing debate. I have been for what, C-SPAN? What are we doing? NPR?
NPR.
For NPR Radio, I have been Mumkey Jones.
I'm Gara.
Yeah. Did you ever notice that Gara and what's the name of Zabuza and Gara have the same exact voice in the dub?
Really?
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Did you know that Goku voiced Roll from Ed and Eddie?
Did he really?
Holy shit! Really?
I'm not even kidding. Goku voiced Roll from Ed and Eddie.
That's awesome.
That's mind blowing.
Well, that's it. Goodbye.